Hello, Cancers. This is Bellbook and Tarot. I have your weekly reading. And when I say weekly, I just mean 7-day spread. I start from the first day, the day that I'm filming, and I end 7 days from that. So in your case, it would be the 25th until the 1st. Yes, July 1st. So to get started, I should say that when I created my YouTube, I just wanted to make sure I didn't do clickbait titles. So when I was making your title, I saw something very specific, and it kind of, to me, it kind of was clickbaity, but I was just like, alright, screw it. I need to be honest. And your title is Narcissist on the Prowl. It's not super dramatic, but it's really accurate for what I kind of picked up on when I did your spread. Just so I can show you what came up. Also, I should start by saying a lot of angel numbers came out. I'm really big on numerology. This is probably the first video of mine you're watching, since this is my first week doing YouTube, period. So I like synchronicities. I always try to notice when I see, similar themes, something pops up more than once. And that was definitely the case for you. 7s came up a lot for you, and 10s came up multiple times, as well as 5s. And I'm pretty proud of myself that it does, because I do see it as a sign that my intuition is growing. So your overall theme is just staying strong. I do feel that a lot of you did take advantage of the full moon eclipse energy that passed. And even if you didn't on the night of, the day of, it's still lingering around. It was very potent energy. Sorry, I'm just going to take a chug of my water. I did Leo's video before yours, and their energy was just very anxious. So I'm still a little shaky and jittery from theirs. Even if you watch that video, the camera was shaking, so I'm just trying to take the edge off a little bit, because I did feel more calming energy from you. For starters, let's just go with the narcissist in question, the Knight of Cups. I know he's the player in the tarot. He's definitely somebody that's gonna either has or will be trying to again sweep you off your feet. I'm kind of reading this as somebody that you know already, and I do see that you either will part ways with him immediately, or you have already. And to that I say good riddance, because I definitely don't get genuine energy from this card. He pretty much took over the whole, he or she took over the whole spread. Their energy was pretty potent. So I do feel he is someone that offered you the world, or you thought, you could have this 10 of Cups with him, but in reality, you pretty quickly saw that it just wasn't genuine. They weren't serious. Yeah, he was definitely a player, and I do see a lot of shock at you standing up for yourself. I do see a lot of surprise from this person that you cut ways. And I do see that it hurt for a while. Either way, this could be the past, the present, but yeah, it was pretty strong energy of cutting ties with somebody that had really bad intentions. And again, this isn't to be dramatic. When I say bad intentions, it's just somebody that saw this as a game, that really didn't want a real relationship. And I'm sorry, I just really need water. I don't know if it's a sign, but I'm getting really thirsty. My throat is drying up when I'm talking about this person. So yeah, I don't feel good energy at all here. And again, I should say this is somebody, I'm getting the vibe that they know your weak spots. So it's more than being just a player. I definitely do feel narcissism. I almost slightly feel a sociopath here. Somebody who enjoys hurting people, and they were really good at hiding it. Either way, again, you cut ties with this person. I think the whole energy here of these both being 10s is just reality versus fantasy. So just you finding out the reality was just you're gonna end up hurt. There was no real future here versus what he or she made you think was possible. And it was just you coming to terms with the fact that, no, I need to leave now. Nothing's going to change. Again, turning this person down, I see was very, very hard for you, very painful, but you did what was needed. And these both being 10s, I see that you finally closed a cycle that probably would have went on for a very long time had you stayed with this person. It just would have been a cycle of false promises, false hope. And I think now you closing that out led to deep healing, which is a star energy. I see this as almost being a release. You escaped something very, very sinister, and you kind of opened the door to something very beautiful and very pure here. Whenever I see water in a card, I just think of very cleansing energy. And I kind of get the vibe here that by you getting this person out of your life, you kind of cleansed out something that was very, very, very hurtful. Sorry, one more sip. I think me talking about water made me thirsty. But yeah, the star card is definitely cleansing, healing energy. I think this being next to the 10 of swords kind of gave me Dark Night of the Soul vibes. Just the self-love that kind of came out of you realizing like, hey, I was strong enough to leave somebody that I really, really liked, that I really thought I had a future with. And just seeing that you had the strength to do that kind of just gave you a whole new outlook and a brand new self-confidence. And the thing about self-confidence is when you finally get it, especially after feeling like you didn't have it, everybody else sees you in a new light too. So that's where what I kind of always feel the star is. Just like a whole new you. Like you creating a brand new version of yourself and starting a whole new cycle. Which is great because this person definitely didn't expect it. And I think more specifically, they're also seeing you in a brand new light. The King of Wands, I kind of wanted to clarify and I wanted to know specifically just in what ways, like, and what the healing would kind of bring to you. And the King of Wands to me is just someone very passionate, but also someone very stable, who's a husband, a father. I don't necessarily see that being a specific someone new coming in. I'm just seeing that you've opened yourself up to that person. And by closing out this cycle, you've allowed this new energy to be welcomed into your life. Again, with the Star card, it's also a very good card for manifesting. So for me, I picked up that that's what you're working on, not necessarily that this person is here. For some of you, that could be the case. But I do see the start of you just sitting down with yourself and really thinking long and hard about what kind of connection you want and how you can avoid meeting a knight. Because a knight versus a king, there really is no competition here. The knight is just someone very immature, and then the king is just someone established. So even if you're not necessarily trying to get married and trying to have that 10 of cups and that family, you definitely do want something more stable, but someone definitely still loving and passionate. Just with that all the player energy that comes with the knight. So the Star card is definitely the beginning of you opening yourself up to that. The Hangman was right after that. And I love seeing the two major arcana next to each other because I feel like these two together is definitely a spiritual awakening. And given that all that eclipse energy was in your sign, or a lot of it was in your sign, I definitely feel that you've kind of opened almost like a portal of self-love and a portal of like abundance to come to you. And you did that all by taking the step to like stand up for yourself and tell someone like, look, I don't want to deal with the lies. I don't want to deal with the narcissism, the gaslighting, the mistreatment. And even as I'm saying that, it's weird. The deeper into the spread I'm going into, the less dehydrated I feel. Because I definitely started this reading feeling like very... I don't even know how to explain it, but it's definitely getting easier for me to speak after the star card for some reason. But yeah, the star card definitely is the start of the self-love journey. The hangman, to me, for a lot of people, it signifies enlightenment, but it's also the start of a journey too. So you're not necessarily fully where you're at, fully where you need to be, or fully healed, especially from this Ten of Swords energy, but it's a start, and you're okay with the pause right now. Like I said, the King of Wands is not necessarily somebody that's here right now, but I feel like this is just more of you acknowledging that this is what I want. It's just the first step in manifesting is really being clear on what you want and what you'd prefer, instead of just automatically assuming the universe will know. And I feel like the hangman is you just being okay, detaching. You said what you wanted, you've set your course, and you're okay just chilling for a bit. Because if you notice, this guy has his hands folded behind his head. He's just lounging around. Granted, he's upside down in a very strange position, but that's just him doing the inner work and just relaxing while he does that inner work and while he's getting in touch with his spirituality. Immediately after that, I did get the Seven of Pentacles. So for me, again, it's another working card, and funny enough, it is a 7. So I see that as, again, just continuing a journey. If this is like the start of you coming into self-love, being really confident, being on that spiritual journey, manifesting this King of Wands, this is you continuing to put in that work and knowing that this is what you want, and you're okay being solo for a bit. The main description of this card is just someone who's planted the seeds for harvest, and he's just, working on his garden, doing him. So you could be okay just focusing on yourself right now. Like, you're not out there dating and trying to actively meet someone, but you're definitely opening yourself up to the possibility. This could also be a card that you're working on your finances, you're working on your career. If you're starting a business, this is also a really good card. Either way, it's just you're working on yourself, you're working on your own healing here. And these 3 cards together definitely signifies a pause and a waiting period. So yeah, again, this shows a lot of peace, this shows a lot of inner work, a lot of self-love, a lot of dreaming here. And 7 is just one of my favorite numbers in spirituality because it's a very psychic number too. So if you were someone who did the inner work this past week, or even, fairly recently, doesn't matter when, or in the past, yeah, it's definitely coming. You're definitely going to see the reward soon. And while it wasn't easy, you went through a lot of pain, a lot of feeling like you're going through the dark night of the soul. You're definitely going to see it was worth it. And I kind of like seeing that journey spread out here. It's also very, again, like I said, a very spiritual card. So you're just focusing on your inner life. You don't necessarily need to be happy materially. Even though the 7 of Pentacles shows that material blessings are coming to you as well. But back to this narcissist, because, not all readings are happy-go-lucky. He or she is definitely still in the picture here. The bottom of the deck was the Page of Swords. And in tarot, that's kind of known as a stalker card. And while I don't see it as it's really scary, you have anything to physically worry about stalker type energy, I do see it's more of a pettiness, more of an anger, more of a disbelief that you didn't want this person, more of a disbelief that you stuck up for yourself. In the right kind of person, it would be respect, but with this person, I see their kind of need for revenge and a need to like get that power back that they felt like you took from them, because this is definitely not somebody that's used to being turned down. So with that being said, the next card was the Five of Wands. Now for me, especially when it comes up in a love reading, it's definitely a petty card. Like, I keep using the word petty. Like, this is my petty card whenever I see it in a love reading. This is a clash of egos. Somebody that's... It's just two people fighting for dominance, but more mental dominance. These are just two people fighting for the last word. To clarify, funny enough, I got the Five of Swords. Like I said in the beginning of your video, there's a lot of synchronicities, a lot of numbers popping up more than once. I think pretty much your whole spread are numbers matching each other. Definitely, like the Ten of Cups coming out with the Ten of Swords. These two, the Five of Swords coming out with the Five of Wands. My interpretation of these two cards, especially in relation to the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords in terms of stalking energy, I do see this person trying to make you jealous. That's what my intuition is telling me. I do see someone trying to play games on social media because you probably have gotten no contact, or at least I hope you have. I do see them possibly posting up a new chick or posting up someone you were upset about if there was infidelity problems in the past, and there may have been somebody that you were told not to worry about, quote unquote. I do see them trying to engage with you and trying to get you to reach out. Instead of apologizing and having a healing and a genuine conversation, I see him or her trying to force a conversation by trying to start an argument. Just trying to get your attention, but in a very negative way. Just because this is a very uninvolved person. This is somebody that is not in touch with their feelings. This is somebody that doesn't necessarily even want love themselves, so they're definitely not ready to give love. So any attention from you at this point, especially after you've cut ties, is positive. And it's almost telling them that they've won once they've gotten your attention. So this Five of Swords in reverse is telling me to tell you just not to fall for this trap. If this is a whole scenario of clashing egos and a battle of wills, this is just telling you not to even engage, because there will be no winners in this battle. You're going to feel really disappointed in yourself if you do end up back at square one and engaging with this person. They're an energy vampire. They see you with this newfound healing energy. They see you working really hard. They see you very abundant. They see you very calm and relaxed. When they're not used to that, they're used to people fighting over them. They're used to very competitive energy, and they live and breathe it. They get energy from causing other people stress. This could be someone that liked a lot of female attention, that put you in third-party situations just to make you feel jealous, so he could feel like he or she could get a self-esteem boost. So it's just going to be more of the same, especially now that you've left. And again, the cards are telling you just not to engage, because that's my interpretation of Five of Swords in reverse, is just not to engage. There's no need to fight. And the two fives here show that you are on the right path. So if someone is trying to set a trap for you, the two fives are kind of letting you know, hey, you're doing really good, just keep going. Don't fall for it, don't stop. Do not hit go, do not collect 200, just keep going. Following that, another 7, the 7 of Wands. And I think this also, the bottom spread here, the two fives with this card, this is kind of where I got the title from your video, because it was a very clear message to just stay alert and disengage. Do not engage with this person. You've done so much inner work So it took a lot for you to get out of this Ten of Swords energy. It took a lot for you to get into the Star energy. And you have to remember that this is Major Arcana. So this is very stable, very fixed energy. This is also very stable, very fixed energy. But you do have to work to maintain it, and you do have to fight off a lot of the negativity that this person may try to throw your way. You do have to remain vigilant and try not to engage and put aside ego. And it's going to be hard. I mean, this is somebody that's it looks like they're fighting off a lot of bad things. So they look like they're stressed. They look like they're sweating and they're putting in a lot of work. So it's not going to be easy. I'm also seeing this as a card to stay grounded. I mean, he looks very at peace. Normally this is somebody that's being offered something, but with all the restful energy I see here, I just kind of see it as being put on pause. It's more, I'm focusing more on the groundedness of this card, and this is kind of what I see for you. You're just, again, taking that pause, working on yourself, loving yourself. This is coming regardless. You don't have to worry about it. You manifested it. So just detach and continue just being who you are. I mean, I don't really see anything to worry about. I feel like this spread is just more of a warning. When I wanted to clarify the Page of Swords, I got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, which is another don't be complacent. Yeah, you might be a bit bored. Yeah, you might be a bit lonely, but don't fall for this Knight of Cups. Don't fall for the pettiness, because even when you're bored, you could end up allowing yourself to be in an argument too. It's not even necessarily that you might accept his offer. You could kind of fall into the trap of like, hey, let me check social media. And then that's where you're going to see something you don't want to see. That's when you might catch a subliminal that you respond to, all because you weren't vigilant out of boredom. You kind of took this healing stage for granted and assumed you were ready and you can, let this person back in even just a little bit. And then that's where this drama could come in under the rug and completely ruin all the hard work you've done. So, yeah, this is a very, very clear message to just stay true to yourself. And whatever narcissist is in your life, in whatever form they may be in, I see that you've already cut them out, so I kind of don't even feel the need to tell you to cut them out. I feel like you already expected the hard part. You've already gone through the hard part. It's just the staying in that energy that I do see the cards telling me to warn you about. So with that being said, I do want to pull an oracle card for you. I'll make some room here. Again, I'm really sorry for my throat. I feel fine. I just feel like very dehydrated. I've been talking about that on my Twitter because a lot of other readers have mentioned it too, that with all the past full moon energy that they've been feeling a bit dehydrated. Ah, okay. So I'm thinking that's it. I'll only pick one from this. This is broken. The damage has already been done and I don't know how to pick the pieces up. I'm taking that as your person kind of trying to figure out how they can get back in your good graces, but again, it's not genuine. It's somebody that enjoys coming in and out of your life, and they just don't know how to deal with this new you that's not falling for the games and that's strong enough to resist them. So they're kind of like shell-shocked and thrown off balance because they're not used to people standing up to them and resisting them, which I definitely take as a good thing. I do want to pull one more card. I definitely like your energy here. A lot of 7s, a lot of 5s, and a lot of 10s. So if you want to personally look those numbers up on your own, feel free to. You may have even have been seeing those numbers a lot too, so I hope that resonated and it was a pleasant surprise seeing them in the spread. I've been seeing the number 2s. I've been seeing a lot of 2s. I've been seeing a lot of 5s myself personally. And I think a lot of people in general have just been seeing angel numbers, so I love that. Oh my goodness. Well. Well, I should start with the first card I saw. These came out together. Better off. Happiness, perspective, clear headspace. You are much, much better off without this person. So much better off. You've done a lot of work to become better off. So if you haven't already, pat yourself on the back. I'll pat you on the back as well, virtually. Following that, apology. Let's see. Yeah, apology. Return, forgiveness, gifts. So for me, I don't read these oracles straight on. They definitely apply, but they're not always positive. So in this case where you get an apology card, I'm not reading it as, oh yeah, you're gonna get an apology, welcome this person back, forgive them, even though it does say return, forgiveness, gifts. I'm reading it as, okay, this is this narcissist coming in with an apology. They may give you gifts. The 10 of Cups came out to clarify them. That doesn't mean that they are giving you the 10 of Cups. That does not mean they're giving you genuine gifts that you should accept. It does not mean that you should allow this person to return. It's just a heads up that that's what will be offered to you. And as I said in the spread, I don't believe that it's genuine. I believe it's a power move, and you should definitely keep going, because that's why those 5s popped up, that you're on the right path. That's why the 7 came up. You've done the spiritual work. So cut this person off completely. You deserve much, much better. And again, reading your cards, I kind of read this as something you already did. You already cut this person off. So the hard part is just going to be keeping that person away from you, because they're definitely trying everything they can. I kind of do want to pull one more card. An oracle card. I always, again, try to close out my videos with oracle cards. Just like a recap, because tarot is just very, very, it's intense. So I kind of like to clear that energy by pulling out the oracle cards, because they usually have a positive message. Tarot could be a bit overwhelming, especially for me when I'm doing my videos back to back. I tend to need like something happy to balance it out. And I got surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. This one's a little hard because the lighting. But I love the picture in this deck. This is the Starseed Oracle deck. And Venus, I believe, did go direct after being in retrograde for a while. So I like that it mentioned Venus. And I do like that it mentioned joy, because as I saw a lot of paused action in yours with the Hangman and the Star, I do think the pause should be more about taking time to enjoy your healing process, taking time to focus on yourself, your friends, your family, your hobbies, your passion. You did get 7 of Pentacles, which is a work and career card too. So if you want to turn a passion into a career into a passion, whatever, then now is the time. Use that as a distraction. Anything to get rid of that night's energy. I should say that I felt really weird energy coming off of that card. So if you even want to go so far as to like spiritually protect yourself and to do like an unbinding little ritual, or I'm not a fan of like really heavy spells, just like small little things you can do, like cutting a cord and having that symbolize this person's tie over you, burning a piece of paper with said person's name. I mean, they're pretty big things, but yeah, just anything that you can to kind of cleanse yourself. So that's kind of all I have for you. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. And I do hope to continue making these videos every week. I would be more than happy if you were to like and subscribe or follow my socials. All of them are in the description box. I do also do personal readings, which I think my info is in that description box too. I have my Etsy store down there. Yeah, so feel free to reach out to me anytime. Comments, likes, much appreciated. I'll see you all soon. Bye.